is the year 2150. The Earth is so developed and humans have an advanced technology that allow them to cure a lot of incurable disease. The human species had evolved so much in this universe. There's no more hunger, poverty, or war between countries. But humans are still so corrupt and selfish that they don't even care about themselves. Meanwhile, there is an alien race from another dimension that have been watching humans for a long time. They were waiting for the right moment to come and save them. For aliens, humans are a very special species. Very complex, intelligent, creative, curious, ambitious, and full of potential. But also full of diseases and evils. Despite being the most advanced civilization in the known universe, aliens have never interfered with humanity's development. That is, until now. Earth is collapsing. Humans don't have any compassion for one another, and the planet is dying. People are struggling to survive in megacities, while others live on virtual planets inside cyberspace. Earth is becoming more and more polluted by the second. It will be uninhabitable in less than 50 years if nothing changes. Humans have done everything they could to destroy the world, and it is time for aliens to intervene. A giant spaceship, hidden in the Bermuda Triangle, finally comes out of hyperspace and lands in the Atlantic Ocean. Human authorities knew the aliens were coming. The governments of the world had received warnings of their arrival several months before, but no one really believed it until the spaceship appeared in the sky. The aliens are here to save human civilization. They will take the most brilliant and smartest humans to another planet where they can start again. But this other planet is not so far away. In fact, it's only 6 light years away. But traveling that distance takes millions of years with their technology. Fortunately, the aliens have developed a stable wormhole that allows faster travel. Humanity had accomplished incredible things, but also caused many problems. Some scientists believe that we have only used 4% of our brain capacity. Most people consider anything beyond science fiction impossible. What these scientists do not realize is that almost all modern technologies were once considered pure fantasy. If humans ever reach their full potential, they might be able to achieve anything. And that is why the Superions have chosen to help humans. The alien race that was visiting the Earth was called the Superionne. They had been watching humanity develop for thousands of years and were fascinated by them. They had studied humans in depth and knew everything about them. The Superionnes were humanoid, around 2 meters tall with green skin, large black eyes, and silver hair. They were extremely strong and fast and had many abilities that seemed like magic to humans. They could fly through the air at supersonic speeds, heal any wound instantly, teleport anywhere in an instant, walk through walls, and even control the weather. But they preferred to hide these powers from humans and observe them from afar. When the Superionnes decided to reveal themselves, it was because they felt that human civilization was in danger. If they didn't intervene, humanity would destroy itself within a few decades. The Superionnes had found a new planet similar to Earth where they could settle. But the journey was too long and dangerous, and they did not want to expose themselves to the risks. So they created a wormhole to shorten the distance. This was a risky move because it destabilized the space-time continuum. The day the Superionne ship arrived on Earth, the leaders of the world met with the aliens to discuss what should be done. Many important decisions had to be made quickly. The future of the entire human race was at stake. The Superionnes offered humans a chance at redemption. They would give them a new home, free of pollution and natural disasters. In return, humans would have to swear allegiance to the Superionnes and obey their king. Most humans agreed, but some refused. They were willing to risk everything rather than submit to an alien king. A war broke out immediately. The Superionnes were powerful, but humans were cunning and tenacious. The war lasted for months, but the Superionnes were winning. They were stronger and smarter than humans. Soon the rebels were on the run. Suddenly, a young human woman named Gina appeared in front of the Superionne king. She was a scientist who had been studying the aliens for years. She knew their strengths and weaknesses and had developed a plan to defeat them. Gina challenged the king to a duel. If she won, the Superionnes would leave Earth alone. If the king won, humans would surrender. The king accepted the challenge. He knew he would win easily. In fact, the duel was over in a flash, and Gina was lying on the ground defeated. But then something strange happened. Instead of killing her, The king healed her wounds and set her free. He realized that humans were not so bad after all. They were brave, intelligent, and full of potential. The king made peace with the humans and invited them to settle on his planet. Superionne was a paradise compared to Earth. The planet had clean air and water and was full of lush vegetation. The rivers and lakes were crystal clear, and the mountains were covered in snow. The planet's core was made of gold, which gave the planet a golden glow. In fact, the whole planet shone with a soft golden light. The Superionnes lived in huge cities made of gold and crystal. They had advanced technology and were very civilized. After settling down, the humans and the Superionnes began to work together to build a new society. They shared their knowledge and technology and created many wonders. Humans learned a lot from the Superionnes. They taught them how to use their powers to help others and how to live in harmony with nature. The humans were very grateful to the Superionnes for saving them. They had become a peaceful and united people and were ready to face the future with optimism. Gina, Aaron, and Nail became friends. Gina was a brilliant scientist who had dedicated her life to studying the unknown. She was the first human to make contact with the Superionnes, and she was instrumental in forging an alliance between the two races. Aaron was a detective with a 150 IQ. He was the smartest human on Earth, and he used his intellect to solve the most difficult crimes. He was a natural leader, and he inspired confidence in those around him. Nail was a pilot in the military. He was the best in his field, and he had a perfect record. He was also a very good friend, and he was always ready to help others. The three friends were investigating a series of mysterious crimes that had been happening on the planet. Someone was killing Superionnes and humans alike, and the motive was unclear. Aaron suspected that it was a human terrorist who wanted to start a war between the two species. But Gina believed that it was something more complex. She thought that it was a plot by a rogue faction of the Superionnes, who wanted to destroy the Alliance. The investigation led the trio to a remote part of the planet where they discovered a secret base. Inside the base, they found the leader of the rogue faction, a Superionne named Zarkon. Zarkon had been planning to overthrow the king and rule the planet with an iron fist. He had been using advanced technology to create weapons that could destroy entire cities. Aaron and Gina confronted Zarkon, but he was too powerful for them. Nail came to the rescue and shot Zarkon with a laser gun. The rogue faction was defeated and the planet was saved. Aaron, Gina, and Nail were hailed as heroes. It had saved the planet from destruction and had proven that humans and Superionnes could live together in harmony. The three friends continued to work together to make the planet a better place. They knew that there would always be challenges ahead, but they were confident that they could overcome anything together. Superionnes were a highly advanced race of beings from another dimension who had been observing humanity for centuries. They were humanoid in appearance, but had green skin, large black eyes, and silver hair. The Superionnes were incredibly powerful and had abilities that seemed like magic to humans, such as the power to fly, heal wounds instantly, and teleport. However, they preferred to keep these powers a secret and observe humans from afar. The Superionnes lived on a planet called Superionne, which was located 6 light years away from Earth. Superionne was a paradise compared to Earth. The planet had clean air and water and was full of lush vegetation. The rivers and lakes were crystal clear, and the mountains were covered in snow. The planet's core was made of gold, which gave it a golden glow. The Superionnes lived in huge cities made of gold and crystal and had advanced technology that was far beyond human understanding. The Superionnes had been watching humanity develop for centuries and had become fascinated by them. They had studied humans in depth and knew everything about them. The Superionnes believed that humans had great potential, but were also capable of great evil. They had chosen to intervene in human affairs to help guide the species towards greatness. Despite their great powers, the Superionnes were not invincible. They had enemies, including a powerful race of beings known as the Darkin. The Darkin were evil and sought to destroy the Superionnes and their planet. The Superionnes were forced to go to war with the Darkin, and the fighting was fierce. In the midst of the war, the Superionnes discovered a way to travel to other dimensions. They used this ability to escape from the Darkin and eventually arrived on Earth. The Superionnes chose Earth as their new home because they believed that humans had the potential to become a great species. The Superionnes hid their ship in the Bermuda Triangle and observed humanity from afar. They waited patiently for the right moment to reveal themselves. Finally, the day came when the Superions decided to reveal themselves to humans. They had studied humanity for centuries and believed that the time was right for them to intervene. The Superions landed their ship in the Atlantic Ocean and sent out a message to the world that they were here to help. The world was shocked when the Superions revealed themselves. Some people believed that the Superions were gods, while others feared their advanced technology. But despite their differences, the Superions were able to form an alliance with humanity. They helped humans solve their problems and guided them towards greatness. Together, humans and Superions worked to create a better future for everyone. They faced many challenges along the way, but they were able to overcome them all. In the end, humans and Superions became friends and allies. They learned from each other and grew together. And so the legacy of the Superions on Earth continued.